Hi, I'm Danny Ecker with your Chicago Business Today midday report. Security measures are taking shape for the upcoming NATO summit at McCormick Place in May, and they could include disruption for about 25,000 commuters. The Secret Service is reportedly looking at shutting down several rail lines from the south side into downtown, as well as restrictions on Lakeshore Drive and I-55. They're in charge of security because the summit is classified as a national special security event on par with the presidential inauguration or the Super Bowl. Spokesman for Amtrak and Metro said they have been in talks with the Secret Service, which will issue security plans a few weeks before the summit. Of course, it's all in addition to arguments between protest groups in City Hall over where demonstrations will be permitted. Meantime, at McCormick Place itself, revenue this fiscal year is expected to drop by 46%, mainly as a result of new rules that limit its ability to charge exhibitors. A new draft budget projects revenue of about $37.5 million in 2012. That would be down from its 2011 take of nearly $70 million. Now, the losses will be partially offset by a tax surplus that came from the same recent legislative changes. That's projected to leave it with a $6.6 million operating loss this year, but it is forecasting a swing back to profit in 2013. You may recall changes last year that privatized 95% of McCormick Place, setting up contracts aimed at boosting its bottom line long term. Well, a week after many suburban voters signaled that they want their local governments to find cheaper electricity alternatives to ComEd, a big group of North Shore communities has done just that. 8 municipalities, including Deerfield, Highland Park, and Northbrook, among others, have signed a 3-year deal with Dayton, Ohio utility unit MC Squared. The group represents about 220,000 households and is the biggest suburban utility pack to date. It's also 3 times the size of Aurora, which is the largest single municipality that's taking bids. Buying in bulk is saving suburbs around 15% on electricity rates compared to ComEd prices, which are locked in long-term contracts well above market rates. Next up is an even bigger consortium of towns in the northwest suburbs, led by Arlington Heights and Buffalo Grove. Bids for that group are due next week. And Children's Memorial Hospital is taking over the former Playboy headquarters in Streeterville. It's leasing nearly 100,000 square feet on the 15th and 16th floors of 680 North Lakeshore Drive as Playboy picks up its operations to move to L.A. The hospital will put more than 400 employees in the offices, less than half a mile from its new 23-story facility on Chicago Avenue, which is set to open in June. It's another step in the transformation of the neighborhood into a health-centric area anchored by Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Children says it has no plans for clinical uses for the building, but said it will lease part of its space to Northwestern's Feinberg School of Medicine. And that's what's happening in Chicago Business Today. Follow us on Twitter at @CrainChicago for breaking news throughout the day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.